Well, hello.
Hello. I have a question, rather a request for clarification on...
A request for clarification. Can you send me that via mail?
Moping. I was googling moping and I saw a lot of people.
Oh,
Yes.
that's mopping.
Right.
It's the second month of the project. Right now, we are pretty much assembling all the art assets that we have.
The pipeline is not actually being used, so the animators need a little bit of support to actually use it the right way, so it doesn't break, which is not super straightforward. And then we also moved the characters and animations finally to Pro, so that they can be picked up in the game.
So we're slowly populating all of the animation loops that are needed. Now the exporter is working great.
Which means now I get to spend a bit of time just putting the animations in.
My question for moping is, are we talking about...
You can check in there too.
Wait, there's
Frying?
an artwork that Vivian made that I can show you that probably summarizes it quite well.
Oh, shit. Oh! Moping, yeah.
I finished up Pinda and Chocomel. I feel like I'm saying that every week. This week, Chocomel received the last touches, so his model should be final. Now I'm working on some set pieces, namely the willow tree that Pinda will hopefully crawl into. It's a stretch goal right now, but it's a big willow tree by the frozen pond. We have a mock-up model of it already. I'm now fully overhauling the model, unwrapping it completely from scratch, and then texturing it also from scratch using the texture scans that Vivian has provided. Then there's also the creek bridge, which is right now the only passage point. I slapped together a crappy model last week and putting on some temporary textures for it, just so we have something that we can put in a game. We have some leash points around it so that the leash can neatly wrap around it, and we have some collision meshes for it as well, so we can just drop it into the game and see how it works.
Hey! Hello there! How you doing? Huh. Miss me?
He came back crying and begging, and I couldn't. Yeah.
The party begin. Stripper is here. I'm animating cycles and animations that you need to put in the game. Rick did all the kid animation, and now I'm taking over some of the task also, and I did most of the dog animations, the runs, the walks, the barking, the digging. We did already like most of the basic animation. We are going to have some retext we are going to do, and now we are working on the kid because the kid has final rig, so we can push stuff more final than with the dog that is still being worked by Hjalti.
I miss Demeter. It's okay, as I'm stumbling upon bugs and some fun things in an area that I'm not often in, like weight painting, for example. I think that is the little bastard child that falls in between the different modules. So no one module kind of takes full ownership of it. It just kind of goes through incremental changes based on influences from what people are doing around it. Otherwise, it's all about rigging the final characters now. I have an updated version of Pinda. I just finished the full new rig of that character, and now I'm doing Chocomel. That one is trickier because there was a bigger redesign that happened regarding the tufts of fur around him. So I had to kind of figure out a more updated method so it doesn't just clash in and of itself, but also has just enough controllability that the animators aren't kicking and screaming in my direction.
Question for you.
I have a question for you.
Question.
What?
Welcome back, by the way. You are rehired.
I wish I was fired forever. Tell me.
I'm gonna question your English vocabulary. If I say I'm moping, what am I doing?
Moping.
Can you act out?
What is moping?
Not mopping. That's with double P. Moping is with a single P. It's an expression. It's an emotion.
I don't do emotions. I just only have one that is happiness. I don't know what the fuck you're telling me. Why are you disturbing me for this shit?
Because you're gonna fucking animate it, bro. Mope.
What the fuck is this? It's moping. You see? What the fuck are you telling me?
Understand. So, if you can shoot some reference first.
I'm not going to do reference. No. Please! I'm trying to work here.
Like and subscribe if you want to see more.
Come from being fired. I was happy. You needed me, you rehired me, and then you're giving me here headache. What do you want? I'm not assigned to mopping, so I don't care what mopping is, and I don't care who does it. But I'm not. Not my problem. I have to show you something.
But I told you this morning what you have to do. I gave you a list of animations that we need to export.
Look. Don't tell me what to do. Number one, you're not my dad.
Francesco, can you please?
HR. I have the sitting, and if you tell me that it's okay, then I will animate all the flappy thingies, and then we can move forward with that thing.
Without even looking at your work, I can already give you feedback.
Yeah?
I'm gonna say, make the idle where it's sitting until it stands up again, twice or 3 times as long.
How do you know, if you didn't even see it, how do you know how long it is?
So I finally got my hands on the source code of the game a little bit to try and improve the performance of the collision of the leash, because the leash getting lodged on the trees and the rocks, it needs to be performant, and right now it's very much not. And as we're populating more and more assets into the scene, we want to be able to play it, and right now it's getting pretty bad as soon as the leash starts colliding with stuff. Other than that, I am continuing the talks to the developers about the pipeline that we're using, so for the GLTF import, export pipeline between Blender and Godot, continuing the work on that.
I mean, now I'm being double careful to just check that I don't have, like everything is how it's supposed to be.
But do you and Rick do it that he does Pinda and you do Chocomel, or how does it work?
Yeah, that's it.
You're doing the quadruped.
Well, I mean, it's more complex, so you have to give the more talented animator the more complex things, you know?
Makes sense.
He's, I mean, I don't know how he's not doing like a bouncing ball.
We have the tennis ball, you can do the tennis ball.
Well, that's what he's supposed to do.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you! I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Do you record everything?
They are not using it correctly because I didn't communicate clearly enough how to use it, I think. Because I mentioned everything that there is to know, but then some things don't get focused on enough, and then they slip through the cracks, and then things break. So yeah.
Apart from that, what we need for this month is the vertical slice. So that means putting as much into the game, into a single level, to give us an impression of how the gameplay feels like, how the game would look like, without actually having to make a level that is final. So we can show it off, we can test it ourselves, but also give it to other people and play test it. Yeah, this will be very insightful. It's this sort of moment where I get the feeling like we can finally see if the game actually works. By having other people tell us if it's fun or not.
30 FPS? 30 FPS? How do you guys animate on 24 FPS?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 24, and what the fuck is why is that in 30? Is it? Can you open another one?
But you animated this.
Yeah.
You tell me you animated this on 30 FPS and didn't notice?
I'm so good, I don't care.